Have you ever noticed lately that more people seem to be looking at you, noticing you, drawn to you for reasons you can't quite explain? Maybe you feel eyes on you in places where you used to blend in. Maybe people suddenly want to talk to you, compliment you, or simply be near you. It's not a coincidence. Something within you is shifting. Your energy is rising, and the universe wants you to become aware of the true magnetic power that's awakening inside of you. When your inner vibration begins to elevate, everything around you starts to respond. You are, after all, an energetic being living in an energetic universe. Every thought, emotion, and intention you carry sends ripples into the field of existence around you. When your frequency begins to rise, through healing, self-acceptance, and inner alignment, people can feel it, even if they don't understand it consciously. They're sensing your glow, your peace, your power, your quiet confidence. In this message, we're going to explore why people are suddenly drawn to you, what this new energy is that's radiating from within you, how natural attraction works without effort, the signs that you're leveling up in life, and why your presence has become a silent source of inspiration to others. Why so many people are starting to feel drawn to you. When your energy shifts, it creates a new resonance, like a higher tone being played in the symphony of your life. People who are tuned to that frequency will begin to notice you without knowing why. You've probably experienced it. Someone suddenly stares, a stranger smiles at you, or people seem unusually open to your presence. It's not just about looks or physical charm. It's deeper than that. Your aura, the electromagnetic field surrounding your body, becomes more vibrant and coherent when you heal emotional wounds, forgive the past, and start honoring who you truly are. That coherence is magnetic. It pulls in experiences, people, and opportunities that align with your new vibration. When you used to carry self-doubt, resentment, or pain, your energy field might have been cloudy or fragmented. You might have gone unnoticed because your light was dimmed. But when you release those heavy frequencies and replace them with gratitude, self-love, and clarity, you become like a beacon of light. People feel safe, inspired, and curious around you. They don't even have to understand why. They just feel better in your presence. You've probably noticed that people talk differently to you now. Some might be extra kind, while others might react strangely or even defensively. That's because your energy is disrupting the old dynamics. You're no longer resonating with lower frequencies, and that makes certain people uncomfortable. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your growth reminds them of their own stagnation. So when more people start noticing you, remember, it's not vanity, it's resonance. You've stepped into a new energetic range, and the world is simply responding to that shift. The new energy that radiates from within you, there's a certain peace that comes from inner alignment. When your mind, heart, and soul are finally moving in the same direction. This peace is not loud or showy. It's subtle but powerful. It's the kind of calm confidence that makes people feel that you know who you are, even if you say nothing. That is the energy you're radiating now. It's an energy of authenticity. You've stopped chasing validation from others, and that releases a massive amount of energetic tension. Instead of trying to prove yourself, you simply are. And that presence, that comfort in your own being, glows like warm sunlight. You might notice that you're laughing more easily, forgiving faster, or feeling less need to argue or defend your opinions. These are signs that your vibration has stabilized at a higher level. You no longer seek power from control. You generate power from inner peace. The world is deeply drawn to people like that, because most people live in noise, chaos, and insecurity. When someone walks into a room with peace in their soul, it feels like a breath of fresh air. Without even trying, you become the center of calm in a storm. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. You're beginning to embody your essence more fully, and that makes your energy radiant, trustworthy, and healing to others. How natural attraction forms. Without force, real attraction doesn't happen through effort. It happens through alignment. The moment you stop trying to impress or control how others see you, you become magnetic. Think of a flower. It doesn't chase bees. It just blooms. It radiates fragrance, color, and beauty, and naturally the bees find it. That's how energy works. When you're blooming into your authentic self, you attract effortlessly. Forced attraction is rooted in fear. I need them to like me. I have to prove my worth. I must show that I'm enough. That energy repels, even if the words or appearance seem appealing. But authentic attraction flows from truth. I'm happy with who I am. I love what I'm becoming, I'm not competing, I'm just being. That kind of energy draws people in like gravity. When your inner energy stabilizes, you'll notice you no longer have to chase attention. People come to you naturally, for advice, friendship, love, or simply to be near your presence. They feel something alive in you that they want to understand. You're not doing anything. You're just being, and that's the secret most people overlook. Real magnetism is not about what you say or how you look. It's about what your energy communicates silently. Signs that you're leveling up in life. 1. Synchronicities increase. You begin to notice repeating numbers, chance meetings, or perfect timing moments that seem too aligned to be coincidences. The universe mirrors your internal harmony. Old connections fade naturally. People who once drained your energy begin to fall away. It's not personal. Your frequencies simply no longer match. You feel calmer even when things go wrong. Instead of reacting with fear or anger, you respond with patience and understanding. You've gained emotional mastery. You crave solitude, but not loneliness. You enjoy your own company, feeling recharged in quiet moments. Your soul is teaching you how to find peace within. People tell you that you've changed, but can't explain how. They notice something different in your tone, posture, or presence. They sense your glow. Your intuition sharpens. You start trusting gut feelings more than external opinions, and it leads you to better choices. You feel pulled toward purpose. The things that once felt meaningless now feel alive with direction. You sense you're being guided by something greater. Opportunities flow more easily. What used to require struggle now unfolds naturally because you're aligned with the current of your destiny. You release the need for control. You begin to trust that life is working with you, not against you. 10. You inspire others without trying. People come to you for peace, advice, or simply to recharge, not because you preach, but because you live your truth. When these signs begin appearing, understand that you're not just changing, you're ascending. You're moving into a higher plane of consciousness where life becomes more fluid, intuitive, and purposeful. While your presence has become an inspiration to others at this stage, you might not realize how powerful your energy has become. You might think you're just living your life quietly, healing, and growing. But others can feel your light. They see how you handle pain with grace, how you stay calm when others panic, how you speak with empathy instead of judgment. You've become a walking example of transformation, someone who embodies what others are secretly longing for. You're showing that it's possible to rise above the noise, to find peace in chaos, and to love yourself without arrogance. Your presence whispers a message. If I can heal, you can too. That's why people are drawn to you. You awaken hope in them. You may notice that friends or coworkers start coming to you for advice, or that strangers open up to you about personal things. That's not random. Your energy field is now vibrating at a frequency of compassion and truth, and others subconsciously recognize that as safe. The beauty of this stage is that you no longer need to speak loudly to make an impact. Your silence carries weight. Your energy teaches more than your words. You radiate understanding, and others sense it. But with that also comes responsibility, to protect your energy, to stay grounded, and not to fall back into old patterns of people-pleasing or overgiving. Remember, you are a light, but you are also human. Even the brightest stars need rest. The universe is using you as a vessel, not because you're perfect, but because you've surrendered to the flow. That surrender makes you magnetic, wise, and real. The quiet power of awareness, as you become more aware of your growing energy, it's important to stay humble and grounded. Rising energy can feel exciting, even intoxicating, but it's meant to serve, not to inflate the ego. Your higher vibration isn't about superiority. It's about service. The more light you carry, the more you're meant to illuminate others. But true illumination never shouts. It shines quietly, consistently, and compassionately. That's the essence of divine attraction, the kind that doesn't fade or fluctuate based on attention or approval. It's an energy rooted in truth, love, and authenticity. When your energy begins to rise, the world will not remain silent. The shifts happening within you start echoing in the subtle layers of reality. The way people look at you, the way rooms feel when you enter, the way conversations take unexpected turns. What you once thought was coincidence becomes too precise to ignore. You are stepping into a field of higher alignment, and that alignment bends the outer world to reflect your inner transformation. You might feel it most in quiet moments, a sense that you're not the same as before. The things that used to drain you no longer have power over you. The chaos of others doesn't stick to your aura the way it once did. You're lighter, freer, more aware, but also more sensitive. It's as if the volume of life has been turned up. You can feel the subtle intentions behind words, the emotions behind smiles, and the truth behind appearances. That heightened awareness is one of the first signs of energetic ascension. People will respond to you differently because your vibration demands honesty. Those who live behind masks will find it hard to pretend around you. They'll either rise to meet your authenticity or quietly step back. The same energy that attracts genuine souls will also repel those not ready for it. Don't take that as rejection, take it as refinement. Your frequency is filtering your environment so that only what serves your higher growth remains. You might notice that certain people who once ignored you suddenly seek your attention. It's not that you've changed physically, it's that your frequency now resonates with their hidden longing for truth, peace, or inspiration. You've become a mirror that reflects to them what they could be. Sometimes that reflection awakens admiration. Other times it triggers resistance. Both reactions are natural. When light shines, it comforts those who crave warmth, but it also exposes shadows that some aren't ready to face. The key is not to internalize these external shifts. Don't chase those who leave, and don't overvalue those who arrive. Simply stay rooted in your center. Your rising energy will continue to draw in what aligns and release what doesn't. The more you remain steady, the more your outer world will stabilize around that frequency. As your light grows, you'll begin to feel the presence of grace in everyday moments. There will be mornings when you wake up with no particular reason to smile, yet your soul feels an underlying gratitude, as if something unseen is blessing you. That's the universe responding to your vibration. Gratitude itself is one of the highest frequencies, and when it becomes your natural state, reality opens its doors wider. People often misunderstand energy ascension as something mystical or unattainable, but it's actually deeply human. It happens when you begin to live in harmony with your inner truth. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions stop contradicting each other, your energy field becomes clear and strong. That clarity radiates out as light, not physical light, but emotional and spiritual luminosity. Others can sense it even if they can't explain it. That's why some people now describe you as having a glow. They might think it's just your skin or your smile, but it's your coherence. It's the absence of energetic clutter. You're no longer leaking energy through guilt, worry, or overthinking. You're conserving it, channeling it, and letting it flow naturally. That internal alignment creates external radiance. There's a beautiful paradox that happens when your energy rises. You become more visible, yet more detached from needing to be seen. You don't crave attention, but attention finds you. You don't chase approval, but people respect you more deeply. This is because your sense of worth is no longer dependent on the external world. It flows from within. You might remember a time when you tried to prove yourself through achievements, relationships, or appearances. That version of you sought validation because it hadn't yet tasted self-recognition. But now you understand that real confidence doesn't come from convincing others. It comes from remembering who you are. When you stand in that remembrance, in that quiet, grounded knowing, people feel safe around you. They sense integrity. You're no longer performing. You're being, and beingness is magnetic. It's the natural state of all powerful souls, but don't mistake this stage as the end of your journey. Rising energy also brings new challenges. The higher your vibration, the more the universe tests your stability. You'll be presented with situations that tempt you to return to old fears, to react instead of respond, to defend instead of understand. Each test is an opportunity to embody your growth more deeply. The lesson is always the same. Stay centered in love. Love is the ultimate stabilizer of energy. When you act from love, not weakness, not attachment, but true love, your vibration cannot be lowered by the chaos of others. Love turns every trigger into a teacher and every challenge into a path of expansion. At this stage, you'll also notice an increase in intuitive guidance. Little whispers within you will become clearer. You might think of someone and they suddenly message you. You might feel an inner nudge to take a certain path, and it leads to something life-changing. That's not random. That's alignment between your higher self and the universe. Your intuition strengthens as you learn to trust it. Every time you honor that inner voice, your energetic channel widens. The universe communicates through intuition, synchronicity, and emotion, not through logic. Logic interprets reality, but energy creates it. When you learn to feel before you think, you begin living from the soul rather than the ego. You'll realize that your rising energy isn't about becoming better than anyone else. It's about becoming more connected. You start sensing unity beneath differences. You recognize that every person, even those who hurt you, is part of the same divine fabric. This awareness transforms how you interact with the world. Instead of judging, you begin understanding. Instead of reacting, you begin blessing, and that's why your presence has become healing. You're no longer projecting pain. You're transmitting peace. Your energy field has turned from a battleground into a sanctuary. People can rest in your aura because it carries safety, understanding, and non-judgment. Still, with great energy comes great responsibility. You'll need to protect your light. Not everyone who's drawn to you will have good intentions. Some will come to take, not to give. Others will unconsciously try to drain your peace because they don't know how to create their own. This isn't a reason to fear. It's a call to strengthen boundaries. Learn to distinguish between compassion and obligation. You can care for others without carrying their burdens. You can listen without absorbing. You can love without losing yourself. That's energetic mastery. The ability to remain open but not depleted, kind but not naive, giving but not self-erasing. Protecting your energy doesn't mean building walls. It means creating filters. Let love in, but let negativity pass through. The simplest way to do this is to stay conscious of your emotions. When something feels heavy, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself whether this emotion is yours or someone else's. Most of the time, you'll find you've picked up energy that doesn't belong to you. Release it. You're not meant to carry every vibration you encounter. Another essential practice is solitude. Not loneliness, but intentional solitude. Time alone allows your energy field to recalibrate. When you spend too much time in other people's energy, your own frequency can blur. Solitude brings clarity. It reconnects you to your source, your truth, your purpose. In solitude, you remember that you're not just a body or a personality, you're consciousness in motion. You are awareness experiencing itself through this form. When that realization deepens, your energy stabilizes at a frequency of serenity. And from that serenity, creation flows effortlessly. Ideas, opportunities, and connections begin to manifest without strain. Life starts feeling more like collaboration with the universe than competition with others. You attract through alignment, not effort. You'll begin to see that energy precedes everything. Every relationship, every career shift, every blessing, it all begins as energy first. When your internal world is coherent, the external world organizes itself around that coherence. This is why inner work is never wasted. Every act of healing, every moment of gratitude, every choice to forgive, it all expands your magnetic field. That's also why people are drawn to you now. They may not have words for it, but they can sense that you've done the work. You carry a frequency that speaks of healing and wholeness. And the human heart, whether aware or not, is always searching for resonance with wholeness. There will also be moments when this attention feels overwhelming. You might wonder why you're being noticed so much, why people seem to project their hopes or insecurities onto you. Remember, they're not seeing you. They're seeing the energy you've activated within them. You're awakening something dormant in others, and that awakening can feel confusing for them. In those moments, your role is not to explain yourself or to shrink. Just stay authentic. You don't have to fix anyone. You simply have to keep your heart open while maintaining your boundaries. Your light is enough. There will come a moment when you finally understand that what's happening around you is simply a mirror of what's happening within you. The sudden attention, the way people seem drawn to your presence, the magnetic pull of your energy, none of it is random. It's all part of a divine orchestration reminding you that you've entered a new energetic phase of existence. The universe is reflecting your growth back to you through the eyes of others. At first, it can feel strange. You might wonder why people are watching you differently, why some seem fascinated while others react with discomfort. That's because your light is no longer subtle. It's expanding beyond your previous vibration, and everyone around you can feel it. Some will be drawn toward it instinctively, like moths to a flame. Others will shy away because your light exposes what they've tried to hide within themselves. This is the paradox of transformation. The more you awaken, the more visible you become, even if you never try to stand out. Energy speaks louder than words, and you're now speaking through vibration. You'll notice that when you enter a room, people pause before they speak. Conversations shift tone. Some feel comforted. Others become nervous. You can sense when someone's energy rises to meet yours, and when someone's energy tightens in resistance. This sensitivity isn't an accident. It's a gift. You're learning to read energy the way others read language. You're also beginning to realize that this heightened awareness isn't about ego. It's about purpose. The universe doesn't elevate your energy just for attention. It does so to make you a clearer channel for light. You're meant to carry this vibration into places where others have forgotten how to shine. You become a walking reminder of alignment, peace, and authenticity. But before you can fully embody that, the universe tests you. Not to punish, but to polish. You might feel waves of old emotions rising again, people from your past returning, or sudden moments of self-doubt. That's the universe asking, can you hold your frequency even when the world doesn't match it? Each test is an invitation to anchor your energy more deeply. When challenges arise, remember this. Your peace is your power. The moment you protect your peace instead of reacting from fear, you solidify your vibration. Every time you choose love over judgment, patience over reaction, you strengthen your field of light. Your rising energy will also begin to manifest in subtle physical ways. You might notice your sleep patterns changing, either needing more rest or less. You might crave lighter foods, cleaner environments, or deeper breaths of air. This is your body adapting to a higher frequency. Energy doesn't just shift the mind and emotions. It restructures the entire system. You may find yourself more sensitive to noise, drama, or artificial spaces. You'll feel pulled toward nature, water, and quiet places because they help regulate your new frequency. That's not isolation, it's energetic hygiene. Just as you clean your physical body, your spirit needs environments that cleanse your field. There's a sacred recalibration happening within you. Your nervous system, once wired for survival, is now learning to operate from flow. Your body, once tense from past pain, is relaxing into safety. Your heart, once guarded, is opening. And this openness is what others are sensing. People are attracted to that openness because it feels like freedom, something the world rarely offers. You might not realize it, but you're teaching people how to feel again simply by existing. You're showing that calmness isn't weakness, that gentleness isn't passivity, that stillness isn't emptiness. You've become proof that one can be both soft and powerful, grounded yet divine. As your energy stabilizes, you'll start to experience moments where life feels almost synchronistic, as if invisible forces are arranging everything perfectly. You'll think of a song and it plays. You'll visualize a situation and it unfolds. You'll feel a nudge to call someone, and they'll say they were just thinking of you. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmations that you've aligned with the universal current. The universe communicates with those who listen, and your elevated energy has tuned you into its frequency. When you're in this state, manifestation becomes natural. But it's not the kind of manifestation born from desperation or control. It's born from trust. You no longer chase outcomes. You align with them. You no longer demand. You attract. And what you attract mirrors your state of being. When you radiate gratitude, you attract blessings. When you embody peace, you attract harmony. When you live in authenticity, you attract truth. That's why so many people are beginning to orbit around you, because your energy is broadcasting a signal that calls forth what resonates with your essence. However, as your magnetism grows, it's essential to remain anchored. Attraction can bring both light and shadow. Some will come into your life to support your mission, while others may be drawn to your light because they're still lost in their own darkness. You'll need discernment, the quiet knowing of who's meant to stay and who's just passing through. Discernment isn't judgment. It's clarity. It's recognizing that not everyone is meant to walk every chapter with you. Your energy will continue to evolve, and only those who grow with you will remain in resonance. Let that truth free you from attachment. The more you embody your true energy, the less you'll feel the need to explain yourself. You'll realize that understanding doesn't have to be demanded. It's felt. The right people will sense your soul even in your silence. The wrong ones won't understand you even when you speak clearly. This realization brings profound peace. You stop fighting to be understood and start focusing on being aligned. You stop performing and start existing. And that authenticity creates a gravitational field around you that no amount of strategy could replicate. You'll also find that your creativity begins to flow effortlessly. Ideas, insights, and inspirations seem to appear out of nowhere. That's because creativity is the natural byproduct of expanded energy. When you're connected to higher frequencies, you become a conduit for divine intelligence. Words, art, solutions, and beauty flow through you with ease. You're not thinking them into existence, you're channeling them. You've cleared enough inner space for divine energy to express itself through you. And that's what makes your presence so captivating. You're living as a vessel, not a performer. People who encounter you will feel that difference. They'll describe you as different, though they can't explain why. Some might even say your eyes look clearer, your voice softer, your movements more fluid. That's because alignment beautifies everything it touches. But don't be surprised if not everyone celebrates this version of you. Some people will try to bring you back to who you were, not out of malice, but because your evolution threatens their comfort zone. They knew how to relate to the old you, the one who dimmed their light, apologized for their power, or played small to fit in. Now you're no longer shrinking to make others comfortable. You're standing tall in your authenticity, and that can unsettle those still avoiding their own truth. Some may gossip, withdraw, or criticize. Don't take it personally. Their reaction says more about their readiness for growth than about your worth. True strength lies in remaining compassionate even when misunderstood. You can acknowledge others' discomfort without dimming your light to soothe it. Your energy is not meant to shrink. It's meant to expand, to inspire, to elevate. And as it expands, you'll attract new souls, people whose hearts recognize yours. These connections won't be built on need or fear, but on resonance. They'll feel effortless, honest, and uplifting. Conversations will feel like home. These are your energetic tribe, the ones sent to journey with you into your next level. Cherish them, but don't cling to them. The nature of spiritual growth is movement. People will come and go as energy flows. The only constant companion you truly have is your own consciousness. In your quiet moments, you might feel waves of emotion, sometimes joy, sometimes sadness, sometimes awe. This is your soul integrating the depth of transformation. Allow yourself to feel it all. Tears, laughter, silence, they're all expressions of energy and motion. Suppressing them only blocks the flow. If you feel emotional intensity lately, it's because your system is purging old frequencies to make space for the new. Don't label it as regression. It's clearing. Every time you release an old pain or forgive a past wound, your energy field brightens. You might even notice that your perception of time changes. Some days feel fast, others slow. You're shifting dimensions of awareness. The linear sense of time begins to dissolve because higher energy operates outside of it. You're living more in the present moment, the only place where true power exists. The more present you are, the more magnetic you become. Presence is energy condensed into now. When you are fully here and not in the past, not in the future, your energy becomes undiluted. People feel that, even if they don't understand it. It's what they call charisma, but in truth, it's consciousness. One day, you'll look back and realize that all those strange shifts, the attention, the stares, the new connections, the emotional waves, were not random. They were the outer signs of an inner awakening. You weren't being changed by the world. You were changing the world through your being.